Hello everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. My name is Todd. This is a offline stream, I guess you could call it. It's not live, but I'm going to record it like it is a stream. But I got a couple videos here that are definitely going to get blocked by YouTube. You can see the unedited version on toddreacts.com, but I know they're going to get blocked, so I might as well record them all at the same time and just kind of group them together. So we got some High School Musical videos from the musical, the series, crazy name. And then we have a Taylor Tomlinson comedy stand-up edit. I'm not exactly sure it's from one special or cut up, but we'll find out. Let's go ahead and get started. First up is, let's see, what is this called? This is called Joshua Bassett, Sophia Wiley, Can I Have This Dance? From High School Musical, the series. Let's jump into it.
Good. We can skip the songs today, you guys. Let's just
take my hand, take a breath, pull me close and take one step. Keep your eyes locked on mine. And let the music be your guide.
Won't you promise me
that you'll never forget
we'll keep dancing,
to keep dancing wherever we go next? It's like catch a line in the chances of finding someone.
Voices are amazing.
Like you. It's one in a million, the chances of feeling the way we do. And with every step together, we just keep on getting better. So can I have this? Can I have this dance? Can I have this dance? Oh.
This is the first time I've heard their voices. It's really amazing. Complement each other very well. I keep forgetting about musicals just breaking off into song and dance in the middle of nothing. But I like how they went back to like how they were. So it's almost like a break in the action. I love how I'm explaining plays to everyone. Well, you see, this is what happens. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. It was beautiful. It was stunning. Their voices are very good. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's put on by Disney. It's going to have great singing. But wow. What a concept. High School Musical, the series. That is such an odd choice for a title, but I get it. It's based off the musical version of the movie, but it's a TV show. So it makes sense. I wanted to look into a little bit more into this because it's worth it. I had no idea this show was starring Olivia Rodrigo. No idea. I saw that and I'm like, wait, what? That's where she's from? Makes sense. Let's see here. Fictionalized version of East High School, the school. I've never seen High School Musical, the movie, by the way. So I have no idea. East High School, the school at which the original movies were filmed. The first season follows a group of teenage theater enthusiasts who participate in a staging of High School Musical, the musical, as their school production. Boy, that's meta, isn't it? The series showcases a different featured musical in each following season and explores the lives of the characters as they navigate friendships, love, interests, identity, and family relationships. So it's got a bit of everything. Hallmark of Disney, right? That's pretty cool that they have a play that they work up to each season. I like that. Several cast members from the original film series also appear in guest roles as fictionalized versions of themselves. That's very cool. Premiered, let's see, as a preview simulcast. Wow. Across 3 channels? That's unbelievable. Oh, it launched on Disney Plus. That makes sense. Consisted of 10 episodes in the first season. Second season, 12 episodes. That's a good sign. Third season, 8 episodes. That's not a good sign. Fourth and final season consisting of 8 episodes. Yeah. When it starts to go backwards, you're like, uh-oh. Trouble. Critical reviews that highlight the performances of the cast, particularly those of Bassett and Rodrigo. That makes sense. And compared the series to Glee for its music and themes. Mixed reception to the mockumentary format. That is kind of interesting they chose to go that direction. It's very meta. I kind of like it. Maybe it didn't function quite as well, but I don't know. I think it's creative. All right, premise. I have no idea how the first one goes, so once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. Was that High School Musical? Miss Jen begins work as the new drama teacher. The school holds significance as it's where the High School Musical films, a series of the original movies, were filmed. Miss Jen was a former background cast member in the film, and the teacher decides to stage a performance of the musical. For her winter theater production to celebrate the school's affiliation with the original film. Club members cast in High School Musical. The musical learn to navigate their interpersonal relationships while overcoming the challenges of the rehearsal process. During the second season, the theater students of East High stage a production of Beauty and the Beast. Oh, that's cool. Miss Jen leads the cast in an attempt to win a prestigious local student theater competition while facing off against their rival school, North High. Third season is set outside of the school year and features the students attending a summer theater camp. Oh, that's smart. I like that. Campers prepare a stage production of Frozen, while a documentary series about the rehearsal process is filmed over the summer. So it's like The Office in a way. You get like the documentary in the TV show. Theater students return to East High in the fourth and final season to stage a production based on the film High School Musical 3 senior year. I like how they branched out. So they did the first one, obviously, because most people would watch it. If you're doing a production of High School Musical, the movie, or the musical in the series, people are going to watch that because it's interesting. And then they kind of branched out a little bit further. I think that's smart. But then they came back for the final season because they probably knew things weren't going as well. They later learned that a fictionalized film sequel entitled High School Musical 4, The Reunion, is being filmed at the school, and that they will become extras in the film. Olivia, Nini, seasons 1 through 2 recurring in season 3. She is cast as Gabriela Montez in the first season, and in chorus roles in the second season. In the third season, she embarks on a trip to California to pursue her career in singing and songwriting. Boy, is that accurate. That's fascinating. I like the fact that they tried to branch out past the movies or the musical. Yeah, to go from 10 to 12 back to 8. Ooh. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sure it was great, though. Seems like it covered a lot of stories. A heck of a lot of stories. Or topics, at least. Yeah, it had to go through the pandemic as well. Mockumentary style of the series is achieved through the single camera setup. Okay. With handheld cameras used to create shaky footage and zooming. Talking heads are also used. The characters talk directly to the camera to express their... That is very much The Office. The scenes containing shaky footage and talking heads represent the present day in the story. Flashbacks to Nini and Ricky's past relationship are filmed more similarly to other teen drama series. That's kind of smart. I kind of like that. It's, as I said before, it's very meta. Maybe that turned off a lot of people. Maybe it didn't. But the music was there, certainly. That was a great song. The voices are incredible. Corbin Bleu was in it as himself. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's very neat. I like that. JoJo Siwa was in it. That's too bad they couldn't get anyone from the either Zach or what was the other girl's name? Oh gosh, I don't even remember. Vanessa. Too bad they couldn't get either of them in there. That would have been great. Dang. Well, excellent song. Excellent song. That was incredible. The next on the list is High School Musical. The musical, the series. What is this titled? What Do You Know About Love from Frozen? So this is from the last season. Season 4. Let's go ahead and jump in. I have no idea how this is going to sound. Hoping for the best.
Okay, so what's his last name?
Of the Southern Isles?
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
But knowing a man before you marry him, kinda does.
Yeah, true.
You've got opinions on my life and my relations, but let me tell you what.
Okay, enlighten me.
Love is the one thing that has zero complications, and I can trust my gut.
Okay, you frighten me.
Some people know their hearts the minute true love starts.
Some people read a lot of books.
I like books. Some people simply know when true love says hello.
Some folks are taken in by princely looks.
Oh, what do you know about love? What do you know about love?
All I'm saying is when you go to climb a mountain, you don't just jump to the top.
If it's true love, you can.
The scaling is scrambling and too many steps for counting, and the work doesn't stop.
Maybe for you.
Love's not an easy climb. You have to take your time.
We get a whole life, that's the plan.
That's not a plan. Love's not a thing you get. It's work and tears and sweat.
So
Oh, that's
says the
so
sweaty,
weird.
smelly mountain.
You can see the camera guy doing the handheld in the back for the mockumentary. Oh, or the documentary, I guess. Oh, that's odd. You know, at first I was like, oh, that's probably a cool idea. And now that I see it, I'm like,
Man, oh, what do you know about love? What do you know about anything?
it kind of takes you out of it. It makes you realize, like, oh, this is a show.
Anyone with half a life would have one friend who's not a deer.
I do. Any fool who jumps headlong is gonna bang their head.
Any fool who doesn't jump right now is probably gonna end up dead. Like I said, so what do you know about love? Wow, you're really strong.
What do you know about love? I lift a lot of ice.
At least we know one thing, this trip should be interesting. What do you know about love?
Okay. I would say I'm not as big a fan of that song as I am the first one. First one was fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was beautiful. Really well. Maybe I just, you know what? Maybe I just don't like musical numbers where it's like talking through it. It's like dialogue music. Is that what that's called? I have no idea what that's called. But you put like dialogue in the song. And it kind of, I don't know. It jars me. If I'm hearing a song, I want to hear a song. If I'm hearing dialogue, I want to hear dialogue with like background music and, you know, moments uninterrupted by, you know, the music should be like in the background. Maybe I'm just not used to musicals. That could definitely be the case, honestly. But something about that just didn't quite hit. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably my own, I don't know, my own ability to not be into dialogue music. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble putting it into words. It seemed odd to me. I don't know why. Obviously their voices are great. That's the last season, right? That's the last season of it. I'd almost say I could tell. But then again, that's not really a fair comparison because the first one was just song. There was no dialogue in it. Dang. That's really disappointing to me. I didn't get it. I didn't get that one. Obviously, if you enjoyed it, I hope you enjoyed it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. Something isn't working in there. That's on me. But excellent concept of a show. It was a little jarring to see the camera guy. It was quite a bit. Oh gosh. Like it's a good idea. It's a good concept, but I don't know if it's a good practical thing, seeing guys with cameras around, because our brains are so wired to see like, oh, if you see a camera guy, that's a mistake. Like they should have cut that out. They should have seen that in like the post edit. It's very much like a nope, shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be there. That's a mistake. I just had that initial like jarred reaction to it. I think that's normal because we see a lot of, what do they call those, bloopers or something, or like continuity errors where you see issues in the film or show and you're just like, oh, you know, that Leonardo DiCaprio Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meme, you know, that oh. It's just, it sticks out to you very easily because we're always subconsciously looking for it, I guess, just to kind of take us out of the moment. But I like the idea that they had the different plays in each season. That seems really interesting, and kind of the build up to it, prepping for it. I mean, that opens the door for their personal lives and how they get along with each other, building relationships within it. Very amazing idea. I like it. I really do. Maybe the mockumentary style was not the best choice after seeing it. And I didn't even see it for that long. But yeah, I think the mockumentary style might have been a bad call. For me. Who knows? You know, I didn't put it together. I'm not the showrunner. They might have thought it was an excellent call. But yeah, that was a bit jarring to see the camera guy. I don't know why, but it just is. Next video and last video is Taylor Tomlinson's relationship jokes. This is from Netflix as a joke. This one for sure is going to get blocked. I know the other two have a strong likelihood. This one, 100%. 100%. If it's not, I'm going to be shocked. But let's go ahead and jump into that. I've never actually seen a full stand-up, just giving context here. I've never actually seen a full stand-up of Taylor Tomlinson. At most, I've seen a couple clips here. But yeah. interested.
I've done
Makes
so
me
much
interested.
work on myself in the last 5 years. I quit dating losers. That took a minute. Yeah.
That'll help.
Thank you. Thank you. There's no rehab for that. Only sponsors. Losers are hard to quit. Losers are a lot like cigarettes. You have one in your mouth, you feel pretty cool, but everyone around you is like, ew, we're sad for you. Don't do that around my kids.
I'm assuming it's very much like a self-worth, lack of self-confidence or whatever that attracts people to losers or something like that. I have no idea. It's the greatest question of the universe. It's like,
All my
why
friends
are
are like,
you-
you need a guy with a car and a job. And I'm like, yeah, but then I got to deal with his wife. Like, it's a whole thing. And I'm trying to be a better partner, too. I haven't always been a great partner. I dated one guy on again, off again for 4 years. I would dump him, get back together, dump him, get back
Oh,
together.
gosh.
I was the girl you couldn't bring home for holidays, because what are you going to say at that point? Just like, Mom, Dad, this is my lesson that I can't seem to learn. Don't get attached. He and I broke up because he cheated on me in my head, and I could not.
oh, God.
Sorry, if you love me, you wouldn't even do it up here. Like, you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation. I read too many of those signs he's cheating articles. Have you read those? They're all the same. Just like, oh, did he buy you flowers? He feels guilty.
Yep.
Oh, did he call you babe? He doesn't know your name.
Literally, all you have to type is, they started working out. They are pulling away. They don't answer my text right away anymore, or whatever. And it'll just pull up dozens of articles of signs that their infidelity is on the way or already started.
Was he nice to your family? He slept with your mom.
That is so accurate.
I'm not a
It's
casual
crazy.
dater. Here's how not casual I am. I actually got engaged this year. Nope, didn't work out. Context clues. I would have expected better from you, front row. No, it's okay. It's all for the best. Didn't work out, just wasn't the right fit. But man, I learned a lot about myself in the process of getting engaged. First off, I didn't know what a basic bitch I was, who was gonna love being engaged that much. But something happened when that ring went on my finger. Something in my stupid lady lizard brain went. Level completed. And I just kind of floated through Target like, oh, am I better than everybody? What's that? No, I don't need help. Someone loves me. I'll find the towels right after I cancel therapy. I'm all fixed. I wore that ring for 2 months. I never got used to it. It kept getting caught on stuff like sweaters and my freedom. Like, it was cumbersome.
2 months? Oh my God.
It also just didn't look right on me. It was a diamond on this. It looked stupid. I looked like a rescue dog in a Gucci sweater. It was so dumb. I mean, I had a friend who goes, are you afraid you're gonna get mugged? I'm like, bitch, I look like I stole it. Are you serious? I knew I was too young to be getting married because people kept telling me that I was. I had so many people that were like, I got married at 25, don't know if I'd do that again. I'm like, aren't you guys still together? They're like, yeah.
Oh my
I just
God.
don't like dating apps because I feel like people curate these really fake opening lines that they'll just copy and paste and use on everybody. I talked to a guy who told me on Tinder, his opening line, no matter who it was, so, do you like sunrises or sunsets? That's me choking on his dick, because that's a great line. I mean, it's poetry. That's a haiku, I think. Check my math, but that line's a Trader Joe's bag. You should reuse it. I had a guy on OkCupid send me an emoji as an opening line. Not a cute one, not like a heart or a kissy face or even an eggplant, which is gross, but I get it. He sent me one of these. You know the one you never touch because it looks like Pac-Man getting a colonoscopy? Half of you won't enjoy this joke because you don't know what I'm talking about. That's how rarely this emoji is used. And I responded because I was like, I gotta make sure this guy doesn't hurt anybody. So I wrote back and I said, does this work for you? Do people respond because they're confused? Are you negging me? What's happening here? And he goes, well, the way a woman responds to the emoji tells me a lot about her character.
What?
And I said, all right, Detective Douche Rocket. What does my response tell you about my character? And he goes, well, it tells me you're really transparent, honesty's super important to you, and you have trouble trusting people.
Damn. That'll be $150.
That emoji works. So we should get coffee or married, I don't know. Dr. Douche Rocket, I'm sorry. I do want to get married, but I think before you get married, you have to make sure that you're realistic, okay? About what love and relationships are and can be. Not cynical. Don't go too far. I mean, I made the mistake of babysitting after I broke off my engagement, and that is not the time to be caring for someone with hope. I was so nervous. I'm always nervous to babysit. I don't want to ruin her life because, like, that's her parents' job. And so I just put on a Disney movie and I hid in the kitchen and I thought, we'll get through these 4 hours together. Halfway through the Disney movie, this little girl, she's 6 years old, she comes running up to me in the kitchen and she goes, Taylor, what does being in love feel like?
Oh boy.
And it's tough, you know, because, like, how do you even begin to explain love to a child that young? How do you even begin to explain romance and courtship? You know, it's complicated. There's an app and you gotta download it and swipe. There's like a whole resume you have to fill out, take a picture from a pier, Facetune it. That's another app, okay? But I didn't want to lie to her, and I wanted to relate it to something she would have understood, something that she would have experienced in her young life. So I thought about it and I said, being in love is sort of like, okay, do you remember when you got lost at the grocery store? That was scary, right? But then do you remember how you felt when you finally found your mom? How safe and happy and relieved you were? And how you ran up to her and you grabbed her leg? And then you looked up and it wasn't your mom? That's kind of what it's like out here, yeah. You think you know somebody, turns out it's just some stranger with your mom's knees. Trust no one, swipe left. Every guy I've ever dated has told me I have trust issues, which is something liars say when you're onto them. You have trust issues, babe. You have a hot coworker and a locked phone, so. I can't help it. At the beginning of a relationship with a guy, I just assume anything nice he does is a move he pulls on everybody. And I'm not gonna fall for your choreography, sir. I'm like, oh, is this your move? You open the car door for me on the date? This is like your move. This is how you do it. That's cute. Bet that works a lot. Oh, is this your move? You go with me to my grandpa's funeral, hold an umbrella over my head in the rain? This is like your move. This is how you do it. Like, oops, don't get wet. Oops, I am. Whatever. This ain't my first rodeo. I used to have 2 grandpas. Oh, is this your move? You die next to me in a hospital bed at 86 years old, holding my hand for all eternity? This is like your move? This is how you get pussy? He's like, we've been together for 60 years. I'm like, you're a fuckboy, and I know it. guy. He's been dying with other people behind my back. I can't prove it. Check his phone when he uses the bedpan. But that's why we're in therapy. A lot of my friends are settling down. Some of them are just settling, period. End of sentence. You guys know those couples? Everyone knows one couple like that, where like one person in the couple is way hotter and cooler than the other person in the couple. I like to call those couples chocolate-covered raisins. Because you're like, sure, you could put those two together if you want. But every time you see them, you're like, Chocolate, what are you doing? You could have been with anybody. You could have been with caramel. You could have been with marshmallow. You could have been with peanut butter, who I heard cures depression.
Peanut butter fills the cracks of the heart.
Raisin forever? Like, no offense, Raisin. You're
Paul
great.
Blart
We love
Mall
you.
Cop.
Nature's candy. That's you. But you belong with, like, oatmeal. Like, you know that, right? This doesn't feel good, right? Aren't you scared every day that someone's gonna come along and suck chocolate right off of you? I love this joke, because I like to feel couples in the audience looking at each other like, am I chocolate or raisin? We're both chocolate, right, babe? We're chocolate-covered chocolate. We're like those little Lindorf guys in the foil, you know? I'm the creamy part and you're the shell, because you're so strong, and if you leave me, I'll be a mess. Women are surprised when they find a guy who can make them come, and straight dudes are surprised when they find a girl who can make them feel genuine feelings in their heart. Like, women are like, he got me off 3 times, and guys are like, I mean, I just fucking like her, dude. Like, like, we talked all day, I didn't want to hit her, it was nuts. She's just like my friend? I don't know. I want to like lick her heart, I think. Straight dudes are so proud of themselves for falling in love. It's really cute. They're like, I love you. Hell yeah, buddy, I knew you could get there. Women fall in love, we're like, I love you. Fucking again, you dumb bitch. You were supposed to love you first. You keep skipping that part. It is eat, pray, then love. Oh, my God, it's okay. We'll try again in 1.5 years.
I forget who said it. They were just like, men show off their girlfriend or their wives, like those guys that hold up their fish when they're going fishing and take a picture because they're so proud of it. They're like, hey, check it out, look at this, wow, look at me go.
New relationships are awkward because you got to tell a whole new person what you like in bed, and the only reason you know what you like in bed is because someone else did it to you first. But you can't say it like that, right? You got to do that cute little tap dance of like, oh, babe, you know what would be so fun? That's never even occurred to me before. You know what your body is inspiring me to do right now? But in your head, you're just like, do it like Craig. Could you just do it how Craig did it every time? Craig didn't do shit right. He did that right, let me tell you. Can we just call him? Can we just call him and ask? It's not a big deal. We're all adults here. Remember when we reset the Wi-Fi router last month? It's just like that, babe. He's just a voice on the phone with the password. That's all he is to me now. No, I did block his number when you asked me to. Of course I did. But when you block a number, your phone kind of just saves it in a different folder. Ooh, some of us are going to fight in the car. Not everybody knew that. You have to be able to talk about what you like in bed, and you have to know what you can and can't say, all right? Like, I've been telling guys for years, I like it a little rougher in bed. I don't say it like that. I say like, oh, I'm damaged, you know? Like, if you're a straight guy, don't say that. If a straight dude's like, I'm damaged, fucking run! That guy wants your toes in a baggie, so. Sometimes you think you like something and you don't. I thought I liked dirty talk. Turns out I just like dirty phrases we agreed upon earlier. You ever tell someone you like dirty talk and then they hit you with something in bed and you're like, nah, that was not approved by corporate. No. I was having sex with a guy once. I was on top and he just went, look at you!
Oh my gosh. Link down below in the description for the original video. Go throw out some love. Very funny. I like the fact that, yes, there was some in there, but it's very difficult to find a comic that all their material isn't completely around the fun time. It gets so old. So old. How many people lean on that crutch? So I'm happy that there's something else there. It is one of the easiest things to do is just rely on that. So I'm thankful she doesn't. Very funny. Oh my gosh. The fact that, you know what I really like so far about her stand-up is the fact that most of it is coming from, it is uniquely her. Like, it's her experience. You can tell it's her experience. It's her thought. Obviously, as with any comedy, it's the truth, but stretched. But it's very uniquely her, which is good. She has her own stamp on it. It's not very much like anyone else's. I do notice the callback to therapy a lot. That must be like a constant callback. It's a good throwaway too. It's a good throwaway joke. You can just always bring that back and make fun of it. Yeah, super funny. Oh my gosh. Very funny. Her thoughts on relationships were interesting, to say the least. Obviously, it's all jokes. There's some truth hidden in there somewhere, but with jokes, you just take it as funny. But yeah, her character that she was painting there, all the like stretching of the truth and whatnot, that person would be absolutely toxic. Like 100% red flag avoidable. The overbearing trust issues, the constant need to bring up like exes or something, that is all just big red flags. Big old red flags. Talking to exes, that's a red flag. It might not be for some people, but I see it as a pretty huge one. Oh my gosh. I wanted to look up more about her because I don't really know anything about Taylor Tomlinson. So I wanted to bring this up. We can actually look this over. She is 30, turning 31 later this year. 3 Netflix specials, 2020, 2022, 2024. So she's averaging, one every other year, every 2 years or so. She's the new host of the late night show on CBS After Midnight, which is a spinoff of At Midnight that was hosted by Chris Hardwick on Comedy Central. I will say I did look into this previously, and they canceled the Late Late Show for that? What? That was a failed show on Comedy Central. I know that they've revamped it. They made Taylor the host. It's probably very funny. And I did enjoy the original one because I thought Chris Hardwick was very good with it. It was an interesting comedy game show idea, but it was never primetime. It was never going to be a primetime. It was on, late, obviously. Hence the name. But I don't think it's like a mainstay. It's not going to be around for 30 years. Like, she's not going to host it for 30 years. There's not going to be a next host for, another 30 years. I think what happened was you lost Craig Ferguson after 9 years, and then you had to search for another person, and then you found James Corden, who lasted, 8 years or something like that? So you're just within a decade, you have to flip over and find somebody else, which is new staff, which is new set, which is new ideas, new writers maybe. It seems like they were very much like, all right, let's give something else a try. Maybe it'll go viral. Maybe we can pull clips from it, post it to social, that'll go viral, and then we'll just make this like hip new show concept. Because I do agree, the traditional late night traditional late night, what am I trying to say? Setup, the idea is pretty old at this point. It has been around since what, the 50s? It definitely needs a revamping for sure. And they cut up all these little, well, what really started it was the introduction of those little like games that they play. James Corden is famous for carpool karaoke. I mean, that was a huge series. That was just part of it, right? That was a big takeaway from, say, the Johnny Carson days. Although he had some games in there as well. One that jumps immediately to mind is he was throwing axes on the show, and one went right. It was a like full-grown man target, and it went right to the crotch. It was hilarious, literally. Whew. And the guy was gonna go remove it, and then Johnny, right at the end, because it was getting such a huge laugh, right at the end, grabbed him, and then just kind of lived in that moment and let it go. Brilliant. But yeah, they needed to refresh it a little bit. James Corden did a good job of that. Conan certainly had a really great late night show. And then he went to TNT, whichever one it was, and did kind of a different version of it, which I thought was interesting. But I don't know, game show? That's not a long-term thing, I'm assuming. That's not going to be like Jeopardy is an institution. I really doubt this is going to make it. But it's got mixed to positive reviews, which is good. You know, it's positive, but it's mixed. It's got a little mix in there. Will it stick around? Depends on the amount of talent they can get to come in. Obviously, in the beginning, they had a lot of talent. Whitney Cummings, Doug Benson. Let's see, who else here? Paul F. Tompkins is very funny. Jerry O'Connell, Reggie Watts, Billy Eichner, Pete Holmes, Wayne Brady. You know, some decent names there. Dusty Slay. But then I go down here and I go, yeah, Doug. None of these people have Wikipedia pages. Trevor Wallace is certainly big on social media. Yeah. So it's really going to come down. The problem with this is it relies on guests. That is such a hard get. And to get big name guests to make it interesting, it's even harder. So I'm assuming after maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be so hard to find people that want to go on there. So it'll probably be a short little run, I'm assuming. And then CBS will be like, do we bring back the Late Late Show? I don't know. Maybe we find a host while this is running or something. But they got what I really loved about Craig Ferguson is that he took the show idea and really kind of changed it in an interesting way. He had puppets. He had a robot skeleton. He just got crazy with it, right? James Corden had the carpool karaoke. Jimmy Fallon has like those, oh gosh, what is that game called with the wacky food? Like the crazy food. It's like Truth or Eat or something. I can't remember what it is. Eat or Dare. Whatever the heck it is. Eat or Truth. Very interesting, very funny. Makes for great like social media content as well. You can just chop it up easy. Viral moments, basically. So really, they just need to change the format to be viral moments. Does this have the potential for viral moments? It does. But does it have staying power for 30 years? No way. Not a chance. I would be surprised. Started doing comedy at 16. That's amazing. After her father signed them both up for a stand-up class. Wow, that's nice. Good dad there. Performed in church basements, school venues, and coffee shops. She was 19 when she decided that it would be her career. Top 10 finalist in Last Comic Standing. I remember that show. I think I watched a season of that show. Probably the first one. Top 10 comics to watch, Just for Laughs Festival. Appeared in all the late night shows. Yeah, amazing. The fact that her dad went with her and signed up for her too, like, that's great. That's amazing. Love a supportive family. In 2023, she performed 130 shows, more than anyone else, and was the only woman in 2023 top 10 grossing comic tour list. Wow. Who was in that list? Can I get to that list? Well, dang it. That'd be a fun list to see. Using TikTok, 7th most followed female comedian in 2022. Sad in the City video podcast on YouTube. Biggest comedy influences, Brian Regan, very funny. And Maria Bamford, I've never heard of her. I was younger and still do. Regan is just one of the greats and also the nicest person. And you could listen to him with your whole family and know everyone would enjoy it. I love everything Maria Bamford does. She's so different from everyone else out there. And she talks about mental health in such a hilarious, vulnerable, amazing way. That's probably why Taylor brings up therapy so much. That's probably like a callback. Well, it's a good callback, and it's also like a little homage, if you will. She has also gone on to cite Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Conan O'Brien. God. I just watched Conan O'Brien on Hot Ones, the Hot Wings eating show, where they do interview questions. Hilarious. If you have not seen it, go check it out. Bert Kreischer and John Mulaney as comedians she idolizes. I mean, that's quite a list. Quite a list. Called off her engagement before taping her first special. She was in a relationship with Sam Morrill. No shit. All right. Stand-up refers to her experiences of mental health issues, including depression, panic attacks, night terrors. Discusses being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Came out as bisexual. Yeah, wow. A little bit of everything there. A little bit of everything. That's a lot to talk about. I'm sure she's going to have many years of stand-up and comedy. It's going to be very funny. Interesting. Oh, her mother. Oh, gosh. Her mother died of cancer when she was 8. Oh, no. Father remarried a year later. Wow, that's fast. That is so fast. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I would probably be like, when did you two meet? What's going on there? Yikes. Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's a little fast. That's a little crazy. I don't know about that. God. Oh. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very funny. Both of these things have been amazing. High School Musical, that first song was incredible. The second song, I don't know. It wasn't quite for me, I guess. Hope you enjoyed it anyway. Taylor Tomlinson, very funny. Very, very funny. Definitely interested in hearing more of her stand-up. Relationship issues, very interesting takes. Obviously, they're a bit wild, but that's what you expect out of comedy. Wild. And that's what you pay for. I'm actually going to a stand-up comedy show tomorrow night. It should be fun. It's Mike Birbiglia. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's had a couple Netflix specials, couple Comedy Central specials, and he's got a new hour, and he's touring around. So I'm going to go check it out. Should be pretty interesting. Should be pretty fun. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. I shall see you all on Saturday for the gaming stream on Twitch, and Monday for yet another reaction stream. Bye-bye.